How you doing, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to Best of the Week. I think we're gonna be taking August off from now on. That was very nice.
Smart idea.
Still a little hot down in this basement.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fuck it. Let's get right to it.
All right. $160 out of Lower Alston, Massachusetts. To add a Healy D&M drive. So yeah, cool drive pedal. It's essentially two drives in one. One more of a distortion, one more of a boost. It's a signature pedal for that pedal show that they did through Keeley a while back. You know, dual overdrives, dual drive pedals are very popular right now. This one generally goes for quite a bit more than that. And the first one that I've seen for sale on Craigslist. So.
All right, out of Berlin, Massachusetts. Beautiful town. There's a Music Man 212 HD going for $750.
Yep.
Yeah, $750 is probably a fair price for one. I mean, as long as it's solid and it works good, right? Those are notoriously awesome amps.
Notoriously awesome amps, you know, Leo Fender after Fender amps. I've played through I don't think that particular one, but a friend of mine at one point, it was great. So.
And I've played a 210 HD, and I loved it. I loved it. It was just too much money, so I didn't buy it.
Out of West Hartford, Connecticut, nice city. For $1,995, we've got a Tone King Metropolitan.
A lot of money.
King amps, you know, great, very well-known amp company. The Metropolitan is a 4.6V6 40-watt 1x12 combo. Looks great in black and cream. You know, like Tone King amps, they've got power scaling and whatnot, so you're not always, you know, blasting your eardrums out. But I think that's a great amp. I'm a big fan of, you know, I prefer amps with I like master volume amps. A lot of people don't, but I like the versatility it gives you. You know, power scaling. I mean, you know, you're accomplishing the same thing.
All right, back at it. There's a speaking of amps, there's a '69 Silverface Bassman, 50 watts out of beats me. I'm gonna write it down. I think it's going for $1,000, which might be a little heavy, but maybe not. '69 is a good year, right? Maybe $1,000 a little heavy.
Bassmans are cool amps, you know, depending on which model it is, they can vary in price a little bit, but $1,000 out of reach for a Bassman. Another very expensive one, but out of Leominster, Massachusetts, there's a gentleman out of Leominster who's always got some nice high-end stuff.
Yep.
Got a 1966 Gibson J50.
That's nice.
Yeah, I had a guitar instructor years ago that, while I was studying with him, bought a J50, and that was a really nice guitar. It was essentially the same thing as this. Now, you know, J50 is it's a natural color J45.
Yeah.
You know, 45 is a workhorse guitar, round-shouldered, mahogany back inside, spruce top.
Yeah.
You know, cover anything you need to cover with that guitar. So if you're gonna have one, something like a J50 is a great option.
So out of Sturbridge, Ed, the guy who does Champs, he's got a Tweed clone right now. It looks awesome. He's building these cabs. He's hand wiring these circuits, using fairly decent speakers. They're awesome. He's finally raised his prices.
Tweed Champ clone, right?
Yeah.
Got a Tweed Deluxe on there now too. That looks pretty killer.
He's good, man. Makes easy, good, cheap, reliable stuff, and you make buddies with him. That's what you do, you know. Nice guy.
There you go. So, next one for $1,900 out of Hartford, Connecticut. a 1957 Fender Vintage Hot Rod Stratocaster. The vintage hot rod series that Fender did for a couple of years are modified versions of like the standard reissue guitars. So what makes this one a little bit different? It's got a 9.5 inch fretboard radius, a little bit, some people prefer that, more modern. 6105 frets, and it does have a humbucker in the bridge position.
Yeah.
Gives it, like I said, a hot rod. But for 1900, that's definitely what these things are going for.
Last best of the week I have, and this really teeters the line of best or worst. I'm just really hard up for SGs right now, so. But out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, there's an SG Custom 3 pickup with one of those vibrolas, and it just looks so cool. The price is out of whack, and he's got insane pictures.
Yeah, so I was actually looking at this. I had to really close up, but this guitar, the person took pictures outside, which is fine. A lot of people take pictures outside.
I don't like this. I've said that before.
Looked at pictures outside in the rain, so the guitar has raindrops all over it.
Come on.
If you're charging $3,200 for a guitar, don't put it outside in the rain and take pictures of it that way. I mean,
it's still best of the week, but could be better.
This is a weird one, so I don't really know much about it. But for $1,400 out of West Hartford, there's a early 1900s Galliano orchestra guitar. This one's been haunting me ever since I saw it on Craigslist, and I'm really struggling not to go and buy it right now. Cool orchestra. Essentially, what this is, a cool orchestra-sized guitar. More than likely made in New York City, in around 1900. So you got a 120-year-old guitar right now. It's had some cracks. It's been through things in 100 years, so it's been all put back together. And according to the ad, anyway, ready to go for the foreseeable future. There wasn't a lot of information I could find around that particular brand. The same kind of label was used on a few different brands around that time. Anytime you see a guitar that's 120 years old on Craigslist for $1,400, maybe it's a hunk of junk, but maybe it's the coolest thing in the world. I'm leaning towards coolest thing in the world. So.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? All right. So worst of the weeks is gonna be good. So all right. Worst of the week. The first one, we've got a Charvel San Dimas. I don't understand what's happening at all with this guitar. He labels a lot of things that are good about it, which is cool, but at the same time, he's got it hanging from his front porch from the high E tuner, like a string on the high E tuner hanging from his porch, like if you shot a deer and you need to drain the blood of a deer, right?
Yeah, don't do that. Come on.
Don't do that and sell it. Like a little screw. A coffin case out of Medford. For $150? Give me a break. Ew, it's a coffin case. Stupid. There's an ovation. It's been a tough month. That's it for Worst of the Week, everybody. Pedal Corner.
All right. So, get out of this. So we have a, I believe, early 2000s Electro Harmonix small stone phase shifter. So I've talked before about phasers and how I think a little bit of modulation is a cool effect to have. Probably the most popular phasers out there, or two that people compare a lot, are the Phase 90 and the Small Stone. Now the Phase 90 is regarded as a more effect. The Small Stone is a little bit more subtle, and generally regarded as having a little bit more color to the sound with it. It gives it a little bit of shimmer in the clean. These are common things if you're reading at all about the Small Stone pedal. It's an old school large box. Good things about this: it's a great sounding phaser. got this color switch on it that essentially changes the intensity. So you get a lot of different sounds you can get out of this by playing with that color switch. Nowadays, they're making the nano size and different things. I don't know much about them. I don't know if they sound the same or whatnot. But this is a cool pedal if you can find them for generally not a lot of money. And have something kind of cool and unique, not something you can go buy, at any store nowadays. The downside to some of these old Electro Harmonix pedals, they have a very particular power jack that you need special cables for. One common mod for these is to switch that out to your standard Boss style jack.
That's it.
Hey, cool T-shirt.
Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, thank you, Glenn over at Retrograde for the T-shirt. He's got one too.
Yep.
So,
nice shirt.
all right. Yeah, we'll see when we're back. It's none of your business. So we do what we want.
Unless you want to start paying us, and we'll go by your schedule.
Yeah, son of a bitch. All right. Thank you, Craigslist.
Thank you, Craigslist.
All right. Bye-bye.